Most people think that you need an LLC, a storefront, or some huge business to get a business card. But that's not actually true at all. A lot more people qualify than you'd think. If you drive Uber or Lyft, sell things on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, do freelance work on the side, or even create content online, you qualify. And the people who've known this already have been earning thousands in cash back and rewards every single year. Most of the time without a business, any corporate structure, or any major revenue. In this video, I'm going to be talking about who could qualify for business cards, why they're so valuable, and how exactly to fill out your application to make sure you could get approved. So let's start with the biggest question first. Who qualifies for a business credit card? Most people think that a business credit card is only for people with an LLC, a storefront, or employees. But in reality, a lot of people qualify as sole proprietors and don't even realize it. A sole proprietor is literally just someone making money on their own. So like I said before, if you drive for Uber or Lyft, sell things on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, freelance, babysit, create content, you name it. Any source of income on the side is considered a business. And this is the part that most people miss. Your business does not need to be huge. You do not need a storefront. You don't need an LLC. You don't even need employees. If you're doing something with the intent to make money, even if it's small, you qualify for a business credit card. And the easiest way to think about it is like this. If you ask yourself these three questions, have I ever been paid for a service? Have I ever sold anything? Or am I actively trying to make money on the side? And you answer yes to any of those three questions, there's a very good chance that you qualify for a business credit card. Now, before we get more into the credit cards, there's one thing I recommend you do, and that's opening a business checking account with the company that you want to open a credit card with. I say that for two major reasons. First, it'll help you build a relationship with that bank. Secondly, it helps separate your money from your business and your personal use. Now that you know who could qualify for a business credit card, now let's talk about why business credit cards are so powerful. There are 5 big reasons why business credit cards could be well worth getting. The first of those reasons is that business credit cards don't report to your personal credit the same way personal credit cards do. This one is huge and most people have no idea. When you carry a balance on your personal credit card, your utilization goes up. And in turn, that hurts your score. But with many business credit cards, your ongoing balance usually does not show up on your personal credit as long as you're in good standing, meaning you're making the minimum payments every single month. That being said, issuer policies are different, and some issuers may report more broadly. Capital One is known for having a few credit cards that actually apply to your personal credit, while other credit card companies might only report when you're in bad standing. So it is really important to make sure you look into the card and the issuer you're trying to apply for before you get it. The second major reason that business credit cards are super powerful is way higher credit limits. Business cards come with way higher limits because issuers know that business expenses are way more expensive than regular expenses. The third reason we're going to be talking about is separation of expenses. Having a dedicated card for business makes your financial life way more organized and clean. Every business purchase goes on one card, which makes it easier to track spending, review statements, and stay organized. The fourth reason starts to become fun. It's rewards and cash back. Business credit cards often come with super strong welcome offers and useful rewards categories tied to business spend. Depending on the card, that can mean extra bonuses on things like travel, advertising, shipping, and other reoccurring expenses. And the fifth reason is absolutely the best one, and that is 0% APR offers. This could be a powerful tool if you have a large purchase coming up, like inventory, equipment, or other startup costs. But you have to make sure you have a clear plan to pay it off before the promo ends. Companies like Chase, Amex, and Capital One all offer 0% APR for up to 12 months after opening a business credit card. Overall, business credit cards could be a huge boost to your business, especially when starting out. So overall, business credit cards could keep your utilization low, give you higher spending power, keep your expenses organized, and earn you extra rewards, all while giving you 0% APR if you use the credit card correctly. Now that you know why business credit cards are so powerful, here's what you need to know before applying. Because going into the application unprepared is the easiest way to get denied. Even though you're applying for a business credit card, the bank is still most likely going to take a look at your personal credit. That's because you have something called a personal guarantee. And that means even if it's a business credit card, the bank is still looking at you to be responsible to pay off that debt. And because of that, issuers are going to take a look at your credit score to decide whether or not you're okay for the credit card. So before you apply, you need to make sure your credit is is in a good place. If you want the best business cards, especially the ones with major welcome bonuses, high limits, and 0% APR, you should really want your credit score to be around 700, if not 720. If your score is below 700 right now, the first thing you need to do is start working on that. And the fastest way to do so is make sure you start paying down your balances on your credit cards. That'll lower your utilization, helping your credit score jump up. You never want your utilization to be over 30%. Under 10% is the true sweet spot. Second, you want to make sure you have no late payments. Payment history is the biggest factor when making your credit score. So if you haven't done this already, make sure you have auto pay on every single one of your accounts. Third is to dispute any errors. If something's inaccurate, that could be tanking your credit score more than you could imagine. And you want to make sure you get that corrected before you apply for your business credit card. And fourth, you want to make sure you have at least a little bit of credit history. Banks want to know that you know what you're doing when it comes to using credit. Even though this is a business credit card, they're still going to take a look at your personal credit. So if your credit isn't where it's supposed to be at yet, make sure you fix it and then think about applying. Once your personal credit is in order, you're ready to apply. And this is the part where most people get stuck, and probably how you found this video in the first place. Once your personal credit is solid, you're ready to apply. A business credit card application usually has two sections: your personal information and then your business information. This part is pretty straightforward. It's going to ask for your name, date of birth, address, social security number. You'll also usually be asked about your total income. But this is the first important step. You want to make sure you include everything coming in: your salary, any side hustle income, because the bank truly just wants to know how much you're able to repay. Next is the confusing part, the business section. So we're going to try to make it simple. First is your legal business structure. If you're a sole proprietor, pick sole proprietor. Most lenders will use your personal name as your legal business name, and that's completely normal. If you have an LLC, then you would select LLC and use your LLC's name. Second is a section about your tax ID. If you're a sole proprietor, you're going to use your social security number. If you have an LLC, you're going to be using your EIN number, which is your employer identification number. Third is your business address, which you could put as your personal address. Your home address is completely fine. You do not need a separate office or a commercial address. And fourth is your annual revenue. Here, you want to be honest. Include any revenue tied to your business, even if it's small. Credit issuers know that most applicants are new business owners, meaning it'll either be a very low amount or zero. Some applications may even ask you for projected revenue, but the key is to be reasonable and not inflate numbers. Fifth is years in business. Think back to when you actually started doing this activity. If you started selling on eBay 2 years ago, then that would count as 2 years in business. It does not need to be the day you created an LLC or did something official. It should reflect when you actually started. And in some cases, you could even put when you started researching the business. Sixth is the number of employees. If it's just you, most of the time you could either put 0 or 1 employee. The main point is to be honest. If you don't have any employees, don't try to make your business look any bigger than it is. Seventh is your business category. Just look around and try to find something that fits what you do best. If you're a content creator, try to find something that has to do with media or information. If you do freelance work, services is usually a great fit. Again, this does not have to be perfect. Just get it as close as you can, and once it's filled out, click submit. Now, if you're not instantly approved, don't panic. A lot of applications go into review and a lot happen later, and many approvals happen afterwards. And if you do get denied, most banks have a reconsideration line. That means you could call, get some information on why you were denied, and learn and try to figure out what to do on your next application. And sometimes that conversation alone gets you accepted. At the very least, you learn what to do next time. Now, getting approved is great, but getting approved for a high limit is even better. So here's a few things that you could do to increase how much the bank is willing to give you. First is to build a relationship with this bank. You could do this by opening a checking account and even leaving a few bucks in there just to show that you've done business with them before. Second is to try to time your application around a big expense. Credit issuers love to see that there was a reason that you wanted this credit card. And making a big purchase right after opening the card is a great sign of doing that. Not only that, but it helps you naturally get to that welcome offer without making ill-advised purchases. Third is to not stack too many applications at once. Every time you apply for a credit card, the bank usually pulls your credit, and that makes a hard inquiry. Too many hard inquiries in a row could make banks raise red flags and get nervous. So you want to be strategic. Space out your applications and make sure that you're making the right decision. And if you're brand new to business credit, it could be a good idea to make sure that you pick a card with no annual fee. Not only are these easier to get accepted for, but then you're also not stuck paying for an annual fee for a credit card you don't use so often anymore in the future. So now you know how business credit cards work, who can apply for them, why they're so powerful, and how to fill out the application in the best way. If this video helped you out in any way, shape, or form, please leave a like and subscribe. It's completely free and it helps out the channel a ton. Also, leave a comment letting me know which business credit card you're thinking about getting. I reply to every single one. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.